For Brilliant Games, I'm Sam. These are the week's headlines. We begin with news that Volition will soon become part of Gearbox, following the disappointing reception to its Saints Row reboot the Embracer Group announced this week. In a statement released alongside its second quarter earnings results, Embracer CEO Lars Wegenfors explained that Volition will be switching operative groups from PlayOn, which was formerly known as Koch Media, to Gearbox Entertainment. Quote, "The reception of Saints Row did not meet the full expectations and left the fanbase partially polarised. The game development studio Volition has been working hard to improve the player experience. Financially, Saints Row has performed in line with management expectations in the quarter. Going forward, Volition will transfer to become part of Gearbox, which has the tools including an experienced management team in the US to create future success at Volition. This is the first internal group transfer where we transfer a major studio between operative groups, but it's not necessarily the last." The decision coincides with the release of the first major update for Saints Row, which went live on Wednesday. It contains over 200 improvements with a particular focus on stability and co-op gameplay issues. That's not the only news surrounding Gearbox this week. It was announced that the publisher has acquired the IP Risk of Rain from Hoppo Games. Announcing the acquisition on a statement on Twitter, Gearbox explained, quote, "After years of passionate publishing work on Risk of Rain 2, we have developed a deep love and respect for the IP. We are eager to prove ourselves as worthy custodians by continuing to bring you world-class content and ensuring a bright future for this genre-leading franchise." It added it's currently working hard to bring Risk of Rain 2 Survivors of the Void expansion to the consoles, and that it can't wait to share more details on a passion project that it's working on alongside Hoppo. Hoppo Games, for its part, called the announcement excellent news on Twitter. Microsoft has revealed it proactively suspended up to 4.78 million users in the first 6 months of 2022. The data was included in the company's inaugural Xbox Transparency Report, which was published on Monday to highlight the steps the platform holder is taking to moderate content to create a safer environment for players. According to Microsoft, it took a total of 7.126 million enforcement actions between the 1st of January and 30th of June this year. Microsoft said approximately 2/3 of the enforcements issued in the first half of 2022 were the result of proactive detection. The remaining third of the enforcements were made in reaction to player reports, of which Microsoft received 33.08 million during the first 6 months. Crystal Dynamics has claimed that its co-development work on Xbox's Perfect Dark Reboot is going extremely well. That's according to Crystal Dynamics and Eidos CEO Phil Rogers, who provided an update on the project during its parent company Embracer Group's earnings call this week. It was announced in September last year that Xbox had signed Crystal Dynamics to co-develop Perfect Dark, which is the debut game from Microsoft's new in-house studio, The Initiative. Rogers said, "We're working on the iconic Perfect Dark game, and the project is going extremely well." Finally this week, Dead Island 2 has been delayed until April 2023. Originally due out on the 3rd of February, this upcoming zombie title will now hit PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S and PC on the 20th of April. It's a delay of roughly 12 weeks. As for why developer Dambuster Studios and publisher Deep Silver have delayed Dead Island 2, it's claimed the team want more time to ensure the game is the best it can be at launch. Before we go, a quick roundup of the notable releases from the past week. The 15th saw the release of Pentiment for PC and Xbox consoles. From 35 outlets, the PC port scored an average 88%, while the Xbox Series outing scored 85% from 49 reviews. The 18th was a busy day for releases. We start with the latest in the Dark Pictures anthology, The Devil in Me, for PC, PS4, PS5 and Xbox consoles. The PS5 version from 18 reviews scored an average 73%, and the PC port from 20 publications scored an average 72%. The latest games in the Pokemon series released for Switch, those being Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. with the two titles from 44 outlets scoring an average 77%. Another Switch release, Oddworld Soulstorm Odditomize Edition from 5 outlets scored an average 65%. And finally, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales dropped for the PC. Though Miles Morales is more of the same from Insomniac, it's a wonderful title, and while on release the PS4 and PS5 versions scored in the mid-80s, Dutch developer Nix's work has been awarded an average 88% from 21 publications. With all that said, we've reached the end of this week's episode. Be sure to leave your thoughts on any of the stories we've talked about today in the comments down below, and while you're down there, let me know what games you've been playing this week. If you enjoyed this, please leave us a thumbs up and a subscribe, it really helps out the channel. And if you're interested in updates on our content, follow us on Twitter at BloodyBrillGames. I'm Sam, thank you for watching Bloody Brilliant Games. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.